Today's devotional is entitled, We Need a Strong Foundation. When you buy a house, you build a business, build a house, whatever it might be, it comes down to three things. Location, location, location. Wherever you buy, build, create a business, whatever it might be, the location is one of the key things to ensure longevity and security. Not only does the location need to be just right, the ground also has to be good too. So you're not going to try to build a home if the ground is constantly changing, firm one day, washed away the next. And you're really not going to see too many shows on HGTV where the host decides, let's build a house on the sand. It's not going to last. It might even crash to the ground before the show ends. Do you see, location really does matter, but foundation in the location is the real key. In John 6:46 through 49, Jesus is teaching about having a firm foundation in life. We're instilled with the idea of having a great base or foundation. And from the time we go to school to the time we are an adult, we learn the basics of what our parents or friends and what they teach us is a good foundation and good base. Something in which we can build our homes or our lives on. And Jesus says, so why do you call me Lord when you want to obey me? I will show you what it's like when someone comes to me, listens to my teachings, and then obeys me. It's like a person who builds a home on a strong foundation laid upon the underlying rock. When the floodwaters rise and break against the house, it stands firm because it is well built. But anyone who listens and doesn't obey is like a person who builds a house without a foundation. When the flood sweeps down against the house, it will crumble into a heap of ruins. When we obey God, do what He commands, we have a strong foundation rooted in the rock. And now this foundation doesn't get a whole lot of wear and tear when life is going very well. But when the storms of life come, the foundation will hold because of our faith and trust in Jesus Christ. Now sometimes we don't have a strong foundation to start with. So how do we get that? What do we need to do to get that firm foundation? Number one, be transformed by God. Opening your heart and truly following what Jesus commands us will allow you to be transformed and start building a strong foundation. In John 1:42, it says, Then Andrew brought Simon to meet Jesus. Looking intently at Simon, Jesus said, You're Simon, the son of John, but you will be called Cephas, which means Peter. Now, see, Jesus saw Simon, but he saw something more. If you look back, Simon means shifting sand. But Jesus transformed Simon into Peter, or Cephas, which means rock. Now, Peter did not have a firm foundation at the start. But Jesus saw who he was and what Peter could do as he learned later. And as we learn later, Peter becomes a solid rock in the early days of the church. Number two, building a strong foundation brings about new tools for your life. You're going to learn the tools of hearing, of responding, and becoming obedient. Matthew 7:24 says, Anyone who listens to me, listens to my teachings, and obeys me is wise, like a person who builds a house on a solid rock. See, building on firm foundation is more than just a start. And it's more than just that. It's also hearing the word, responding in kind, and becoming obedient. The storms of life will batter the house. But when your foundation is strong, you're going to survive those storms. And number three, having a firm foundation means doing, not just learning. See, knowledge is going to get you far in life, but application actually gets you further. You have to apply what you learn in your life for the foundation to go deep and strong. James 1, 22 and 23 says, "And remember, it is a message to obey, not just to listen to. If you don't obey, you're only fooling yourself. Or if you just listen and don't obey, like looking at your face in a mirror, but doing nothing to improve your appearances." You have to apply what you learn, to live what you say. Only then do those roots of that foundation get to go deep and strong. See, having a strong foundation is key to a Christian life, one that Jesus preached about. We have to have a strong foundation to fight Satan and his attacks. We have to have a strong foundation because when God is there with us, he's able to help us when life throws rocks at us and they suddenly become pebbles. They're going to just simply bounce off. 2 Timothy 2:19 says, "But God's truth stands firm like a foundation stone with the inscription, 'The Lord knows who are his, and those who claim they belong to the Lord must turn away from all wickedness.'" So guys, we got to have a strong foundation rooted in Christ to be able to counter attack whatever Satan's going to do, whatever the season in your life is, whatever the storms that you're going through. Strong foundation is going to get you through those moments. It's getting into the Word, it's praying to the Lord, it's spending time in fellowship with other Christian believers. But guys, we have to be transformed by God. We have to use the new tools that we learn from the Word. And it means doing and not just learning. That is our devotional for today. We need a strong foundation.